Have you ever noticed how one small moment can change everything? A single angry reply, one careless message, one burst of emotion that lasts only seconds but creates pain for years. Most people believe their biggest problems come from other people. They think their suffering comes from insults, betrayal, disrespect, or unfair treatment. But often, the real damage is not caused by what happens to us. It is caused by how we respond when it happens. Today, we're talking about a skill that can completely change your life: the power of not reacting. This is not about pretending nothing hurts. It is not about becoming emotionless. It is about learning how to keep your peace when the world tries to steal it. Because the moment another person can control your emotions, they control you. Think about that carefully. If someone says one rude thing and your entire mood changes, they have power over you. If one cold message ruins your whole day, they have power over you. If one insult can make you lose your temper, your peace was never truly yours. Many people mistake quick reactions for strength. They believe shouting back means confidence. They believe defending themselves immediately means power. But true strength is not found in reacting fast. True strength is found in staying steady when others expect you to break. Every time you react without thinking, you give away something valuable: your energy, your focus, your self-control. And many people do this so often that they don't even realize how much damage it causes. A friendship ends because of one angry argument. A relationship breaks because of one emotional message. A career suffers because of one moment of lost control. These things happen every day. There was once a man who worked hard at his job for many years. He was respected by his team. People knew him as reliable, smart, and disciplined. Then, one day, during a meeting, his boss criticized him in front of everyone. The criticism felt unfair, it felt humiliating, and in that moment, his anger took over. He raised his voice, he argued, he tried to defend himself emotionally in front of the whole room. The meeting ended in silence. His boss moved on quickly, but the damage remained. From that day forward, people no longer saw him as calm and professional. They saw him as unstable, emotional, difficult. Years of hard work were damaged by one uncontrolled reaction. That is the cost of emotional impulsiveness. The painful part is this: many people ruin their own lives in moments like these and never understand why. So, what should you do instead? Pause. That simple habit can change your future. The next time someone disrespects you, pause. The next time someone lies about you, pause. The next time someone insults, ignores, or provokes you, pause. Do not speak immediately. Do not type immediately. Do not react immediately. Take one slow breath, then another. Give yourself 5 seconds before doing anything. Why? Because in those few seconds, something powerful happens. The emotion begins to settle, the fire starts to cool, and your mind gets a chance to return. When you pause, you stop being controlled by emotion and start acting with intention. You may still choose to respond, but now your response comes from clarity, not anger, and that changes everything. Because most painful memories are not about what someone did to us. They are about how we reacted. People rarely stay awake at night thinking, "I wish they hadn't said that to me." They stay awake thinking, "I wish I had stayed calm. I wish I had said less. I wish I had walked away. I wish I had handled that differently." Regret often comes from reaction, not from the event itself. That is why emotional control matters so much. It protects your relationships. It protects your reputation. It protects your future. One woman learned this lesson in a painful way. She had always been close with her younger sister. They shared everything. They trusted each other deeply.
But during a family gathering, her sister made a joke about something personal, something that touched an old emotional wound. Instead of pausing, she exploded. She shouted in front of the whole family. She said cruel things she didn't fully mean, words spoken from pain, not truth. Her sister left in tears, and though they later spoke again, their relationship was never the same. Years passed. The woman later said the deepest pain was not what her sister had said. It was knowing that one emotional moment had damaged something beautiful.
She would often look back on that day and think the same painful thought. If only I had stayed calm. That is the danger of reacting in the moment. Emotions rise quickly, but consequences stay. Words spoken in anger cannot be unsaid. Actions taken in rage cannot be erased. And people may forgive, but they rarely forget. This is why mature people learn an important truth. Feeling emotion is natural. Acting on every emotion is a choice. You do not control what you feel at first, but you do control what you do next. When anger rises, let it rise. When sadness appears, let it be there. When frustration burns inside you, acknowledge it. But do not let emotion become action too quickly. Instead, ask yourself, am I reacting to this moment or to old pain inside me? That question can change your life, because many reactions are not really about the present. Sometimes you overreact to being ignored because you felt unseen for years. Sometimes small disrespect hurts deeply because past humiliation was never healed. Sometimes distance in a relationship terrifies you because abandonment wounded you long ago. Many people think they are reacting to what is happening now, but often they are reacting to wounds from the past. And until those wounds are understood, every small trigger feels like a major threat. This is why silence can be so powerful. Most people cannot stay silent when attacked. They feel a desperate need to defend themselves, explain themselves, prove themselves. But the strongest people understand something different. Not every insult deserves an answer. Not every accusation deserves a defense. Not every misunderstanding deserves your explanation. Silence is not weakness. Silence is often discipline. It takes far more strength to remain calm than to argue loudly. It takes far more confidence to walk away than to fight for the last word. When you stay silent, you keep your dignity. You protect your peace. You show that your emotions are not available for public control. There was once a man whose reputation was attacked online by someone he had trusted. False stories were posted about him. Private conversations were twisted. People began talking. Everyone expected him to respond immediately. They expected long posts, angry explanations, public arguments. But he said nothing. He did not defend himself publicly. He did not fight online. He did not beg people to understand. He stayed silent and continued living his life with calmness. At first, many assumed his silence meant guilt. But months later, the truth came out. The lies were exposed by others. And suddenly, the same silence people had judged as weakness was seen as strength. His quietness had protected his dignity. While others were making noise, he remained above it. That is the hidden power of silence. Silence creates mystery. Silence creates control. Silence unsettles people who expected emotional chaos. Sometimes your silence says more than any speech ever could. Another life-changing lesson is this: not everything deserves your energy. Many people exhaust themselves trying to fight every battle. They defend every criticism. They answer every rude message. They argue with every person who misunderstands them. They try to correct every lie, prove every point, and win every disagreement. And in doing so, they waste their life. Because energy is limited. Every day you wake up with only so much mental and emotional strength.
If you spend it all on drama, conflict, and pointless battles, you will have nothing left for your dreams, nothing left for your family, nothing left for your healing, nothing left for your future. A focused person understands that protecting energy is part of protecting peace. There was once a university student with big goals for her life. She studied hard, she stayed disciplined, she wanted to build a great future. Then rumors spread about her. People whispered that she had cheated on an exam. The rumor was false, but it spread quickly. She became obsessed with defending herself. She wrote long explanations online. She confronted classmates. She spent nights crying, angry that people believed lies. Week after week, she focused more on the rumor than on her future. Her grades dropped, her motivation faded, her peace disappeared. Years later, she said something heartbreaking. "I did not lose because of what they said. I lost because I gave them too much of my energy." That is wisdom. Sometimes the smartest response is not to fight. Sometimes the smartest response is to keep moving, to let your actions speak, to let time reveal truth, to refuse to trade your future for temporary drama.
The people who master life understand one final truth. The calmest person in the room is often the strongest. Calm people think clearly when others panic. They lead well when others lose control. They make wise decisions when others act from fear. Calmness is not the absence of emotion. It is the mastery of emotion. Anyone can shout when angry. Anyone can panic when life becomes difficult. Anyone can lose control when pressure rises. But the person who remains steady in chaos, that is rare. That is power. There was once an older man riding a crowded train when a drunk passenger entered, shouting and pushing people. The entire train became tense. Some passengers shouted back, some moved away in fear, others watched nervously. But one elderly man remained calm. When the angry passenger approached him, ready to fight, the old man simply looked at him and said softly, "Whatever pain brought you here today, I'm sorry you were carrying it." The drunk man froze. His anger disappeared. His eyes filled with tears, and he sat down quietly. In one moment, calmness changed the entire situation. Why? Because the old man understood something most people never learn. Not every storm outside you must become a storm inside you. That is the mindset of a powerful person. And to live this way, you must also learn to let go of ego. Ego is the voice inside that says, "I must prove I'm right. I cannot let them disrespect me. I need them to know my worth. I have to win this argument." That voice creates endless suffering, because ego always wants validation. It always wants recognition. It always wants the final word. But peace begins when ego ends. The moment you stop needing to prove yourself to everyone, the moment you stop needing every person to understand you, the moment you stop fighting to protect your image, you become free. One man gave years of loyalty to his company. He worked late. He sacrificed his health. He gave them everything. Then one day, they replaced him without warning. He felt betrayed, furious, humiliated. His ego wanted revenge. It wanted public anger. It wanted to attack everyone who had hurt him. But instead, he walked away in silence. He focused on rebuilding himself. Months later, he started his own business. Years later, he became more successful than the people who had replaced him. His peace gave him a future. His ego would have destroyed it. Never forget this. Ego wants revenge. Wisdom wants freedom. If you keep choosing ego, you will react to everything. Every insult will offend you. Every disagreement will disturb you. Every rejection will break your peace. But when you release ego, you stop needing to fight every battle. You let people misunderstand you. You let people doubt you. You let people talk. Because your worth does not decrease when someone fails to see it. Read that again in your mind. Your worth does not decrease when someone fails to see it. You do not need to prove your value. You do not need to defend your truth to everyone. You do not need to react just because someone invites you into chaos. Real strength is quiet. Real confidence is calm. Real power is the ability to remain peaceful in situations that once would have destroyed you. So, from this day forward, remember, pause before you react, breathe before you speak, think before you respond, and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Let others be loud. Let others be dramatic. Let others fight for noise and attention. You choose something greater. Choose peace over proving yourself. Choose discipline over impulse. Choose calmness over chaos. Because the less you react, the more powerful you become. And one day, people will notice something different about you. They will notice that what once shook you no longer moves you, that what once angered you no longer controls you, that what once broke you no longer reaches you. And that is when you will know you are no longer ruled by emotion. You are ruled by wisdom.